What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stirfry. It's your boy, Chef T.
I'm Will the Spacekid.
And our special guest today, drumroll please, Chris James.
What's the deal, everybody? It's
What's
Chris
up?
James.
What up, man?
How y'all doing? Y'all can follow me at official Chris James on Instagram. On Twitter, it's at @fit Chris James.
Okay.
You know how the characters work. They wouldn't let me put official.
I know.
I got you.
How you doing today, man? Thanks for being
I'm
here.
great, man. I appreciate y'all for having me down here.
Yeah, you drove what, fucking 2.5 hours?
Yeah, about 2.5 hours. It didn't seem that long, though. You know, I had a pretty nice drive.
Yeah, it's a good cruise, taking that route from BG here.
Put on cruise control and that was cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, okay, great. So you're a singer, songwriter, grew up in Detroit.
Yes, sir.
All right, so how did you kind of get started in music?
So I kind of got started in music when I was about 5 years old. My father passed away when I was 5, and he was a bass guitarist.
Is that him on the...
Yes, that's actually him on the pendant right here, and that's me and him. So he passed away when I was 5 years old. Shortly after that, I got involved in the church choir. And just like from then, like I just always been singing. I took vocal training when I was a kid for a couple years. But I didn't really get serious into music until I got to college. Once I got to college, I released a song in 2016. I kind of stopped because I didn't know whether music is what I wanted to do or not. Then I released Mood and a couple other songs in 2018. Then after I released those songs, I kind of stopped again, not to see whether music is what I wanted to do, because at that point I knew it's what I wanted to do, but to kind of focus on a rebranding standpoint and figure out what type of artist I was and who I am as an artist and what I wanted to go with everything. So I took like a brief hiatus or whatever from music. I would still post every now and then. I did a remix in 2019, but other than that, I didn't drop any music in 2019. So like I said, all of that has been just building up to me rebranding myself as an artist and being able to really feel complete as an artist to give the people a product.
Yeah, so I want to peel it back and go a little before now. And you're starting out, you're a young kid you said you took music lessons,
yes.
Right? Okay, why'd you take music lessons? Was it like your mom's idea? Was it like you really wanted to be a singer?
Yeah, so I've always loved entertaining, whether it's at summer camp, singing and dancing, stuff like that, or going to, like I said, at the church choir and stuff like that. I've always just loved entertaining, being in front of people, singing, doing everything like that. I always, as a kid, it was a childhood dream for sure that I wanted to be famous. I idolized Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, and Usher. So I would see those people. And then when I was a kid, growing up, that was a time where those YouTube stars started to pop out. So Justin Bieber, Mindless Behavior, B5, and stuff like that. So I was taking the singing lessons because I'm like, okay, if I take these singing lessons, maybe if I start doing some little singing videos on YouTube, maybe I can get discovered as well. So I started doing that for a little bit. I don't know if the YouTube videos are still up.
I was about to say, I want to see some of those.
I have no idea. I hope they're going. No, I definitely hope they're going. But yeah, no, it was just, like I said, it was something I wanted to do because, I'm thinking, all these kids are getting discovered on YouTube and, they're taking singing lessons. And I felt, that I was just as good, if not better than them. So I'm like, why can't I do it? So I took the singing lessons. It definitely helped me out now in terms of controlling my voice and learning how to warm up my voice and things like that. So yeah, it was more so because I was trying to see if I could hit on that YouTube pop sensation type of thing.
Yeah. Got you. So I'm gonna assume when you first started these videos, you were doing covers.
Yes.
Do you remember what your first cover was?
Yes. My very first cover was Speedin' by Omarion.
Okay.
I remember I wasn't even at my house when I did that cover. I was on my friend's MacBook Air in his basement. And I did the cover because I heard Jacob Lattimore do the cover, and this was before Jacob Lattimore like blew up like who he is now. Like this was back when this was still kids started Jacob Lattimore, so like 'em all and stuff like that. So he did a Speedin' cover, and I heard it, and I was like, all right, bet, yeah, I'm gonna do that same thing. So I did a cover by Marion Speedin', and that was dope. And that was actually when I got to Bowling Green. That was the very first talent show I did. I sung Speedin' by Omarion at that talent show too. So
a nice homage to the younger Chris James.
Yeah. It was like out with the old and with the new type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you ever think about? I know a lot of people when they're young singers, they get into like the choir kind of thing. Did you ever step foot into that?
Yeah, like I said, I did the church choir.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
From when I was about 5 or 6 up until I graduated high school. I never did the choir at school though because I never really got into the whole what's it called, like the spiritual like choirs where the old school hymnals and stuff like that. I never really got into that, so I didn't really. I think it would have helped, but I feel like I'm pretty good without it.
Yeah, how did you think that like choir, specifically like what you did, can help other singers, and how do you think it develops artists at a young age?
Well, with choir, it's like you kind of have to sing from your diaphragm. Because of the fact that when you're in the choir, they're teaching you to project. Because when you're singing with the choir, you want to project, but you don't want to be too loud because you have to blend in with other people. So it's kind of teaching you how to use your voice, be powerful, but still blend. So like projecting your voice while making it sound good with everyone else. And I feel like that has helped me, even as an individual artist, because whether I'm in the studio, or just singing around at home, I can control my volume, but still kind of push it out without screaming on the microphone. You know what I'm saying? So, and I really feel like that helped me a lot because, like I said, I have a home studio and I have 2 other roommates, and I know they'll probably get irritated if I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning screaming in the microphone rather than just projecting my voice by keeping it, still kind of low. So
that's interesting, yeah, because I think when people sing, sometimes if they haven't done choir or they haven't done music lessons, they might think in order to sing a high range, I have to scream.
Yeah.
But like you don't necessarily. No, it's a way to project.
It's pushing from your diaphragm and just being able to feel the note.
And you can control it.
Exactly, you control a lot.
Yeah, that amazes me. That does. Now I'm thinking about it. I've heard like music where, they're almost like at a like low whisper, but they still sound like they're hitting those ranges, like crazy. And I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah, because it's all in, like, a lot of times people assume that because you talk with your mouth and, you have your vocal cord that most of your power and everything comes from your vocal cord, but that's actually how you kind of mess up your vocal cord and could damage your singing voice and things like that. So pushing from your diaphragm is really important for sure.
Yeah. How do you take care of your vocal cords?
I wouldn't say vocal rest because whispering is actually bad for your voice. But like I said, making sure that you're properly warming up before you do a studio session. Knowing your limits. It's okay to practice your range and try to expand your range, but once you start to really strain your voice and it starts to get painful, or you start to hear those scratches and stuff like that. Like I said, when you're trying to expand your range, it's okay to hear those scratches every now and then, but once it starts to hurt, that's when you need to peel back a little bit because you can do some serious damage to the point where you won't be able to hit those notes anymore. You can't sing a certain way because of the damage that you've done to your voice. Yeah. So like I said, it's really just not talking too loud, not talking all the time, taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you take care of yourself, your body's gonna take care of itself for it.
Right, and I think people think that like you gotta look at it as your voice is an instrument. It is, and instruments need to be kept in good shape in order to play great.
Exactly. You got to clean it. You got to make sure it's up. You can't use it every day. If you use it too much, it's not going to sound the same. Right. And I sing every day. So it's not like when I say you don't want to use it every day, it's not like, you don't want to sing every day. It's more so you don't want to sing too loud. If I'm singing a very hype and upbeat song today, tomorrow I'm going to get in the studio, I'm going to work on something mellow because I don't want to sing loud and, and doing all of these high range notes that are kind of straining my vocal cords or, putting a test to my range. So then the next day, because like I said, if I do that, I'm not going to be able to sing the next day. I'm going to be hoarse and now I have to take a couple of days off of music. When I could just, go up this day, come down the next day, do something still nice and mellow, and then do whatever I want to do on the third day.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's really just matter. It's the same with working
knowing yourself
out.
Too, knowing how you're.
Yeah, like I said, it's the same with working out. You don't want to do too many. You don't want to do arm day every single day. Because then you're gonna end up hurting yourself. If you do arm day this day, leg day,
a little rest day,
rest day, cardio stuff like that. If you make like I said, if you put everything out, have like a little schedule, then you should be good. Like I said, taking care of your voice is it's not easy, but it can be.
Yeah.
So you kind of touched on, to kind of backtrack a little bit, you touched on like people like Michael Jackson, Usher, Chris Brown. Would you say they kind of like molded your sound? Because all three of those people sound different. But would you say they kind of like, you feel like you created a combination of the three of them? Or is it just completely new, like what you do? How do you feel about yourself?
So when I look at those artists, Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, and Usher, like you said, they do have a different sound, a similar sound. When I look at them for their status as musicians. You know, people look at them and people say these are some great artists. But not only are they great artists, they are great performers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
Me, I'm not just a singer. I can dance as well.
Okay.
And that's one thing that you all are going to start seeing more of me is showcasing more of my talents. So, you know, in future music videos, I'll be dancing, or I might do some dance covers or choreography on Instagram and things like that, you know, just to get more involved on my social media and show you all more of what I can do. Because, you know, you have people, and, you know, and it's not hard for people to get on stage and sing. Now, some people may have stage fright, but anybody can get on stage and sing a song and make it sound good. But when I go to a concert, I don't want to just get up there and see somebody stand on stage and sing to me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to a performance, if I'm going to a concert, I want to see a performance. I want to see a show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm trying to get back into that performance aspect, you know, getting on stage and putting on a show, whether it's dancing, whether it's, you know, even, you know, Travis Scott has a good idea. You know, he doesn't get on stage and he doesn't dance, but he gets on stage and he puts on a production. You know what I'm saying? It's something
someone
to watch.
Remember.
Exactly, something that you're going to remember him by. So with me, you know, Chris Brown, great dancer, great singer. Usher, great dancer, great singer. Michael Jackson, Bruno Mars, great dancer, great singer. You know what I'm saying? And all of these people have different sounds, but they found a way to make it their own while also tapping into the entertainment side. And that's what I'm trying to do as well. You know, I feel like I'm a very versatile artist where I can tackle, you know, a pop song or a contemporary R&B song or something hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But along with tackling that, you know, writing it or singing it is one thing. But if I can interpret that, whether it's my creativity and my visuals or in my dance moves or regardless, I want to be able to interpret all of it into one thing.
Yeah, to like have an overall art, have an overall
exactly,
style.
Be an
like,
overall performer and not just a singer.
This is the Chris James show.
Exactly. Yep. I don't want to just be a singer. I want to be a performer. I want to be an entertainer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think that's what makes people successful.
Yeah.
All those people, I mean, yeah, they all make great music, but that's what takes us to superstardom.
Exactly, and I feel like that's what creates that longevity as well, is the creativity and the entertainment portion. Because like I said, if you're just getting up there, you can sing all day. You know
or you can rap all day.
You can rap all day. If you
say some words,
you got some bars, that's dope. If you can sing and you can hold your tunes and you sound amazing, that's great. But if I'm coming to your performance and you just stand there, I have nothing to you know, to remember you by, what am I paying for?
Yeah. Do you think that's a problem nowadays a little bit?
I definitely feel like it's a problem. I think that a lot of people are getting too comfortable with social media. I think social media is also taking a part of it, because with social media, you can just see somebody at home, you know, just singing in the shower or you know, just driving and singing or something like that. So that way, when they come to a concert, they feel like they don't need to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But as, you know, as people who listen to the music, I feel like as an artist, I feel like they deserve more.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I owe them something more than just because they chose to listen to my music. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if you come to my concert, I'm gonna choose. You know, I'm going to make sure that it's one of the best concerts that you come to, one of the best performances that you're gonna see. Because at the end of the day, like I said, this is me as an artist and this is my brand. I want to, like I said, I want to be known as an entire performer, as an entertainer. I don't want to just be a singer or songwriter. I don't want to just be a singer from Detroit, Michigan. You know, I want to be Chris James, you know, official Chris James, singer, songwriter, entertainer, audio engineer, you know, and everything else that I plan on doing. You know what I'm saying? I want to leave a legacy, not just for myself, but for the community as well. And I feel like the only way to do that is to use all of my gifts on the platform.
Yeah. I think more people need to be like that, because I think that's it's so good, dude. You know, you need to be able to dabble in a lot of different things, you know, not just, I make music.
Exactly.
Not just, I make music and I perform. No, I want to be more than that. And I want to be everywhere. I want to help with the community. I want to maybe, be an engineer. I want to maybe go, fuck, I'll take photos too. Let's just, let's just do some fun stuff.
Let me do everything.
People think, I think sometimes the problem can be that people think, there's a saying that like, a master of many is a master of none, or some. I butchered it. I butchered it, but
a master of many is a master of none.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, exactly. And then, but I don't believe that. I believe that person is more versatile. I believe that person can fit into scenarios when shit hits the fan. When no more performances. Oh wow, I'm gonna take my talent that I'm good at engineering, so I'm gonna ramp that up. I'm gonna work with more people, in the studio since I can't go out and perform.
Exactly.
Using those in versatile moments makes you more successful because you have more opportunity.
Right, and that's crazy that you brought that up because recently I was supposed to do an in-person showcase, but be in Bowling Green, but because of COVID and the restrictions and everything, the city council and the governor ended up canceling our showcase. That me and my producer, shout out to Uncle PJ, we were supposed to be putting that on, but because of we had to cancel that. We were like, okay, well, we're not just gonna go out like this. So what we did was we still got those performers together. We got in the studio and we did an Instagram Live showcase. So we had live performances over Instagram Live. We had interviews and we had a cipher. You know what I'm saying? And the artists were still able to get on there and have fun, perform their songs, get out there, get noticed. We had over 200 people tap in throughout the entire time of the live. So, like I said, it was a dope turnout. But just being able to think on our feet and just be versatile like that, being able to have the resources to know, okay, well, we can't do it here, but I'm not about to let it stop because we've been pubbing this for so long. This is something that we've been working on for so long. I'm not about to let it fall by the wayside because of this pandemic. Yes, it's serious. Excuse me. Yes, it's serious. This pandemic, we need to do something about it. Right. But I'm still about to make my event happen. Let's move it virtual. That way we can still have it, because at the end of the day, it wasn't about the money. You know what I'm saying?
It's about entertainment.
Exactly. We wanted to do the showcases because of the fact that, like I said, I'm from Detroit. In Detroit, the underground music scene is, it's enormous.
It's blowing.
Exactly. It's blowing. There's rappers, there's singers, there's dancers, there are artists, all of these people who have the resources and the connections to each other. But in the Bowling Green, Toledo area, there's nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And I've been in Bowling Green for 4 or 5 years now. And throughout my whole time there, the only showcases I've heard about were the ones in Detroit. So, like I said, me and PJ got together and we was like, yo, let's try to, create a platform down here because there's so many talented people in Bowling Green and that Toledo area. And we even had, we had some artists from Flint, Michigan and Detroit come down,
right,
to perform in the showcase. So, there's people that are in the area that need that platform, that want to get out there and show their talents, but nobody has given them that opportunity. So we wanted to be the ones to be able to give them that opportunity because we know that, we're not where we want to be in life. We're not at the biggest stage or, have the biggest following that we want to have, but we know that we have something, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's all it takes is something, so we got together, put my resources with his resources, and we just made that Instagram Live showcase happen. And, we got some more events coming soon.
Yeah. Did you perform before that, though?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So how is that different, coming back from all this COVID stuff? Mm-hmm. How is that different than before?
So before we did, it was a Juneteenth celebration. And we still had to wear the mask and everything, but the cases weren't that high. So I don't believe, the whole pandemic had fully hit at the time, or if it did, stuff was starting to get lifted and everything like that. So it wasn't, that part really wasn't that weird. People were social distancing, people were sitting on blankets.
Was this outside?
Yeah, it was outside. People were social distancing. I seen people sitting on blankets and things like that. People were wearing their mask and whatever and stuff. But in terms of the performance, I don't know, because me, I'm kind of like I'm an entertainer. I want to be interacting with the crowd and stuff like that. So even then I wasn't really like on the stage. Like I still didn't get in nobody's face, like I said, because of COVID and everything. But I still didn't want to just be so far away from the audience, because I feel like nobody can connect with you when you're all the way over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or if I'm just going back and forth on the stage. So I wanted to be able to, talk to the crowd, sing to them, let them know the story. Because with my music, I have, I tell stories in my music, whether it's about sex or whether it's about love or whether it's about people doubting me. Regardless, I'm going to tell a story. You're going to hear a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Right.
And whether I'm telling you the plot of the story or I'm leaving it up to you to figure out, at the end of the day, you're gonna hear the story. And as an artist, like I said, being able to interact with the crowd, I feel like that helps me illustrate my music and illustrate those stories more.
How did it feel going back out there and performing though after like time off?
It felt great. I hadn't been on the stage for a while. Like I said, I took like a year off in terms of like rebranding and things like that. So it felt great to be back on stage. I don't really get stage fright anymore because of the fact that, I just kind of pray and I'm just kind of used to it now. But I make sure that I pray before each performance. That kind of helps me. Even if I have any like last minute stage fright, once I pray, I'm pretty good after that. But, just getting on stage and performing, it just feels great. Like it's a feeling I can't really explain. It's something that I would definitely love to do for the rest of my life, and I can't wait to do for the rest of my life.
How do you think like COVID's gonna change the live entertainment?
Going forward, I feel like it really depends on how the country continues to handle the pandemic. Like in other countries, they don't, they're COVID free. They don't have any cases. I know in Barbados there's no cases of COVID, and things like that. So it's really dependent upon the United States at this point on how they're going to handle the pandemic. In terms of live performances, I know a lot of companies are doing virtual concerts. You have to pay to see the concert via Zoom and stuff like that. They have different links and things like that in terms of virtual concerts.
Right. But like when it comes back, do you think people are gonna be like less likely to want to sit right next to somebody, or
to be honest,
be in a big crowd of people?
If you look at it now, if you go outside or you go to Walmart, people aren't really caring. Or if you go on school campuses, people aren't really caring about who they're sitting next to. I feel like the like the people in charge of the events might try to create some type of rules and regulations because of like safety marshal or anything like that. But in terms of people actually attending, I don't think they're really going to care that much.
Yeah.
Especially, like I said, once if the United States just says like, yeah, no more COVID cases, I think everything's pretty much going to go back to normal.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever hear that.
Yeah.
But like
no more?
I don't think it's just like the flu. I don't think we'll ever hear, oh, hey, COVID is eliminated.
Oh, yeah,
it'll be like, oh, you got COVID again, whatever.
Oh, okay.
It'll be like the flu. It's like normal thing. Because
I got you.
Let's be honest, we all have to get COVID in order for it to be not existent. Like that's how herd immunity will happen, and we'll all be fine. And then they'll create a vaccine, life will go on. It's really not. Yeah, it's really. But enough about COVID. Enough about COVID. I want to talk about this because I'm interested in the live and how people react. Wonder if they'll want to, go to these concerts and come out like in big packs. Because I'm itching to go to concerts. Yeah. I'm itching to attend live events. But I don't know if my mom would be wanting to go to those. And yes, our group, our age group kind of doesn't really affect us that much, so we're more likely to be itching to go to the concerts.
Do stuff,
So it'll be an interesting time to see how people react.
Right.
Do tickets sell out faster? Is it a little slower? How's it gonna all kind of unfold?
Right.
And that's what I'm really interested in.
Yeah, no, I'm interested in that as well. Like you were saying, my mom, she was actually telling me that she was supposed to go to a jazz concert last week, but it wasn't like at a big venue. It was just like they had booked some jazz guy to come perform in their backyard, and they just invited a couple people. So, like it's definitely like, the older generation, they want to go out and do stuff too. They're sick of being stuck at home. But like I said, I really feel like that I feel like the live performance numbers really are gonna go up once COVID is done because people are gonna be more eager to go back out and do stuff, and I feel like the concert prices, I feel like they're going to start off relatively cheap just because of the fact that you're trying to get more people and trying to build their money back up. So I feel like because of the prices are going to be at more of a reasonable level that, the live performances are going to take off.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Totally.
So let's go away from COVID. I'm sick of hearing about COVID. I know I brought it up, but so you've done a lot of traveling with, I know you said Jay or whatever. You guys were doing a lot of the college market stuff. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah.
How do you go about that?
So when I first got to Bowling Green, before I released my own music and started doing my own thing, I got under the wing of Jay Wells. Shout out to Jay Wells. He's a Cleveland artist here. If you don't know about him, make sure y'all tap in with him. You can follow him at The Legacy at Jay, by the way. But when I first got to Bowling Green, I like I said, I was under his wing. He took me in. I was like one of his backup singers / like roadie. If he had a performance, we did performance at Clizell's, if you know what that is, in Bowling Green. We did performances at Morehead State in Kentucky. We've done performances at Toledo, University of Toledo. So, I've done a couple different performances with him at Bowling Green, of course. And just being under his wing and, learning how to write songs, because he kind of helped me find my sound in the beginning, and he kind of helped me to learn how to write music, and just like he really kind of taught me like the intro stuff to getting into the music industry, you know what I'm saying? And learning how to learning what people like, learning how to tap into what people like, learning how to market yourself as one thing or market yourself as something different, you know what I'm saying? So he really just kind of brought me under his wing and taught me everything that he knew, and then obviously left me to figure out some things on my own, of course, but because of him, that kind of helped me get in with the whole college thing. Because of that, I was able to get these different connections with the people at Morehead and crossing into the fraternity. Once I joined the fraternity, I got different connections with different people in different organizations at different schools and things like that. So now I have, I can hit up somebody at University of Michigan and go up there for like a talent show, or contact somebody down at FAMU just because they're one of my fraternity brothers and get into something down there, you know what I'm saying? So the college market in that sense is really about who you know. And I mean, that's how it is, anywhere it's about who you know. But I feel like in college it's relatively easier because of the fact that everybody's pretty much on the same level. Everybody's trying to do the same thing. Everybody's trying to find themselves, and everybody is pretty much eager to make connections with each other because they don't know who is going where. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like college is the easiest way to make those connections.
Absolutely. And for everyone, see, I told you, fraternity life is good. The networking that comes out of it is so beneficial. It's great. For everyone that talks shit on frats, fuck you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, shout out to my frat, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Bowling Green State University, Elite Epsilon Phi Chapter. Go mob to all the bros out there.
Hey, shout out Pike, BG, Delta Beta.
Hey, with the college market, I also think it's more like talent based than a lot of other politics that play. Like, so say if you in Cleveland or Detroit or Chicago, we all know this. So-and-so got a whole lot of money. Because so-and-so got a whole lot of money, people think they can rap or they're good at R&B. Where it's like college, if you get on that stage, you can bring all the money you want to on that stage. But if you ain't got no talent, people gonna call you out on it. They gonna tell you after the show that you might get booed. Like, it depends on how people feeling.
I think it's also personality too. Like, like people are more open to be friendly. If you're a friendly person, because you're right. Like, if you can be in Cleveland, be rich, and be an asshole, and people are like, "Oh my god, you're cool." Blah blah blah. But like, when you're in the college scene, it's like you got talent. You're a friendly person. You're outgoing, and people start to just like you.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, that's one of the things that Jay was teaching me when I got into college is that you know, these people are going to see you every day. You know, yes, you want to be a superstar. Yes, I'm going to be a superstar someday, but right now I'm not. And right now, to these people, I'm just like them. So I don't need to act like I'm better than them. You know, I don't need to act like they need to be a certain type of person to talk to me or you know, or something like that. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to get our education. We're all here to have fun, and, you know, things like that. So just being able to find myself, be genuine, and just be nice to everybody is kind of what helped me to you know, boost up my credibility and boost up my notoriety, not because of, you know, me being an asshole or me having all this money and but just me being an overall genuine nice person and knowing how to talk to people, knowing how to be there for people while also being talented as well.
Yeah.
You know, so it's one thing when you ask people to, hey, you know, check out my SoundCloud or check out my new song, but you're an asshole to them and you don't like repost any of their things. But, you know, it's like if I'm reposting your stuff or I'm showing you genuine love on a daily basis, you know, at that point, you really don't have to ask for a repost because they're going to do it just because they fuck with you like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then it continues on, you know, then they'll repost somebody else's stuff. And like everyone, you know, that's what really is so beautiful about being in college is having that love and having that, you know, group of people, because when you graduate or when you don't go to school, you don't have that group of people as much as you do when you're in school. You know, people that are going to get your back, people that are going to go to your events. You know, it's a lot harder when you're out of school, when everyone's spread out 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away, when you're like 5 minutes down the street and pull up at someone's house.
Exactly.
Like
2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock in the morning.
And something, go chill.
Yeah, go chill. Like, you know, I don't know why we don't get that here. You know what I'm saying? You think that people would make... I think it's more of an effort thing, probably. But.
Yeah, for sure. Because, you know, when you're in college, everybody is forced to be right here.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, if you come to Cleveland, you know, I can be in Cleveland. You could be in Willoughby Hills. I could be in Euclid. And now we got to try to figure out some common ground for us all to meet when we all free. When you're in college, you know everybody going to be free at least after 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So, and nobody going anywhere. We all right here in Bowling
Yeah,
Green.
what else is there to do?
There's nothing else to do. We might as well.
Also, we got to kind of take a look at the job market. I mean, what, you working 4 hours? I mean, and don't get me wrong. Some people might be working. Some people might be working 8. Don't get me wrong. It's some people that's working 8 hours, but the average person is probably working like 4 hours a day, if that. So it's like you have more time. Once you're done with college, you looking for that 8-hour, 10-hour job.
Yeah. But school is still taking up some hours in the day.
But that's what I'm saying. So school is taking up time. But
school is spread out.
But I guess that go back to my point.
You don't have to do
school
work.
is taking up time, but now you're finding people to help you with the school. So now y'all are closer to each other again.
Yeah.
When your time is getting took up by this 8-hour job, everybody can't get in your job for whatever reason, whether that be smoking, whether they just don't got the education or whatever. Yeah. Wherever you work at, everybody, you can't get all your friends to work at one job.
Right. Then on top of that, you get fired from texting at work. You can't get fired from texting in school. What's she gonna do? Kick you out of class? She's just gonna go back tomorrow.
Yeah. So if we are in the same class, shoot, we can put together this group meet. All 10 of us meet at the library. So again, it's creating that environment of like we are all coming together.
Yeah, and they're doing work together.
But after once school is done, it's different.
Yeah,
culture is different.
I guess you're right because the only type of thing that happens like that is when you're like 40 and you have a kid and you guys all meet up at the fucking I don't even know, but like you all meet up at the school or like a teacher, you know, conference thing. You know, you don't get like. I wish there would be more things.
I even think the master degree culture is kind of like say if we were getting our masters and we try to like text 10 people in Cleveland or 10 people in hey, I think we should all meet at the library. You're not gonna see all 10 of those people. I bet money you won't see all 10 of those people.
But you also gotta think about, like, you know, a lot of times when people are getting their masters, some people are getting their masters at different points of their lives. So granted, you know, there's people getting their bachelors at different points of their lives, but people with masters, let's go to the library at 5 o'clock. Well, my kid get out of school at 3:30 and he got band practice, and then your stepdaughter over here.
Yeah, it's
you
a
gotta
lot
pack her
going on.
lunch you know what I'm saying? So
But why can't we have a fraternity after college? You know what I'm saying? That's more what I'm trying to say is why is there such like a disconnect when you leave it, and it feels like I feel like I don't have a group of people anymore. You know, I feel like I don't have like that thing. And like I know there's stuff for, you know, when you're like 50, you know, they have like the Lions Club or something, like those type of things.
yeah, I don't know. See, with my fraternity, once we leave, we have graduate chapters that we can join in as well. So basically, you know, if you once you graduate, you join into like an alumni chapter. You know, you pay your dues there, and you can do work at that point for your city, for your community, but also help out undergraduate chapters in your area. Along with that, whether you join a grad chapter or not, you know, obviously you're a brother for life. But also with our chapter, we have over the summer we have 3 sessions of brotherhood weekends. So basically, we pick a weekend out of 3 months out of the summer. We pick one weekend where some alumni members come back, and then the current members. And we just have like a weekend of, you know, a reunion. We have a chapter meeting, stroll practice, step practice. We kick it, have fun, make sure we get some business handled, but also make sure that certain traditions stay in the chapter. And it's just like, you know, just a time for communion for some of the older members to come back and bond with the newer members and all of that stuff. So
that's great.
So yeah, we try to make sure that we keep some type of bond in order to make it so that it's not just, you know, once you graduate, you lose everything that you had in college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you know, that can happen with people where, you know, they graduate and they, you know, you see people, they may have been popular or they had all these friends and they were doing so well in college, but once they graduated, they lost all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with my fraternity and with my chapter specifically, we try to make sure that we all stay connected, that we all remain brothers at the end of the day, and that if I need something, you know, you're there for me and I can be there for you when you need something, invite, you know, and things like that. So, yeah, we just try to keep that brotherhood
That's
going.
great. I like the idea of like the graduate chapter kind of thing. Like we don't do that. I mean, I might bring it up, honestly, because it sounds like a really great idea, especially because it doesn't have to be necessarily people that were in your chapter. It's just people in your area.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the best part about it, because a lot of times in the graduate chapters, you know, I crossed that, you know, at Bowling Green State University. If I go to Detroit, you know, since I'm an alumni now, I can go join an alumni chapter in Detroit.
Right, that's great.
And who knows where those brothers came from. You know, some of them might have come from a college in Detroit. Some of them may have come from Alabama or, you know, California. You know, they could have crossed anywhere. But because if they're in Detroit right now, that's where we're at. So
yeah. And I think a lot of times after college, you deal with how do I integrate back to my old friends because I'm on a different level. Like, no offense to people that don't go to school or they go to school within their hometown, they, like, never leave. But it's, like, super hard to integrate back into that, you know, because we experience something different. And we have, like, all these different, like, you know, lessons we kind of learned being away and being with new people and meeting new people.
Exactly.
You know, and we experienced a totally different lifestyle where we'd, like, all link up and then we'd all go to the bars or we'd all go to an event. You know, or we put on an event. And it's like hard to come back and try to reintegrate, I guess.
Well, I kind of think it's it could sometimes just be maybe just like when you say lessons. Well, when I think of lessons, I'm thinking more so like just education. Like you might come back and your friend that never been out of the city still got these certain stereotypes and certain things about certain people, but you might have been around those certain type of people in college. And, you know, they might say something like, well, you know, those people do this, whoever those people are. And you're like, well, they all kind of don't. Like, I was around these people.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like that could kind of make a difference where they might think like you acting weird or funny, but you just like, no, I've seen a lot of different stuff. So I don't have these type of stereotypes about these different people anymore.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel like college as a whole, though, and it, you know, it is growing. It's a growing experience because from my freshman year to sophomore year, you know, my close friends back home saw a big difference in, you know, change in my maturity level from, you know, coming out of high school being extra goofy and extra talkative and stuff like that to you know, still being goofy, but I'm still young. I was 19 years old as a sophomore, but learning how to handle more responsibilities and learning how to get more organized. And then once I joined into my fraternity, and they helped me learn how to really mature and really learn how to handle business as a man, and keep everything in order, handle my responsibilities, manage my time wisely, and more importantly, use everything that I have as a resource, make it work for myself. You know what I'm saying? And all of these lessons that I was taught along with the lessons that I learned from college. Going back to my friends and either exchanging stories with them or just talking to them on a weekly basis, so that we can try to stay on the same level. Now, not gonna lie, I definitely outgrew a couple friends, you know what I'm saying? And that's just how life is, because you're always going to, you always want to keep elevating. You never want to stay stagnant, and you never want to de-escalate. Although life is full of ups and downs, you want to try to stay positive, at all times. And my thing is, it's a quote, I forget who it's by, but it's if you're the smartest person in your friend group, then you need new friends. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I like about my close friend group back home is that we are all very intelligent, but we all have different walks of, we all took different walks of life. All are educated. We all took different walks of life. And we are intelligent in our own, in our own area. I have close friends who are in social work. I have close friends who are in law. You know what I'm saying? I have, myself in music. I have close friends who are in politics and things like that. I know nothing about politics. I know nothing about social work, and I know nothing about law, but I guarantee you I could call any one of them and they will school me on that. And they might not know nothing on music, but they know that they can call me and I can and I can help them out. So at the end of the day, it's like, I may be smarter than them in one area, but overall we balance each other out. And I feel like that's what a good friend group is supposed to do. You're supposed to grow together, you're supposed to balance each other out. Shout out to my friend group. Shout out to Jason, Richard, Sidney, Quentin, Carl, and Deontay. I love y'all. You feel me? Big ups to y'all.
So how'd you take all those experiences, and bring it back to music? How did it mold your music, you think, over the years?
So when I first started making music, all of my songs were sex songs. Mind you, like I said, when I first started making music, it was 2018. I had just turned 21. You feel what I'm saying? So I was feeling myself. I'm like, I'm about to drop Mood and then Make Love. Now, I did drop Best Friend. Best Friend wasn't really a sex song, but I dropped Mood and Make Love. Like I said, I was feeling myself. I had just crossed into the fraternity, so the ladies was loving me. And I could sing. So I'm just really feeling myself, and I know that sex sells. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, I'm thinking, okay, let me try to take some of these experiences, some of these feelings that I'm feeling, and just turn it into music, because I know it's gonna sell. I know people are gonna listen to this because one, either it's true or it's a full story, or regardless. But I know people are gonna listen to it. So that kind of helped me in the beginning. Now I'm starting to, granted, I definitely, I still do sex music here and there, but I'm more so listening to the beat now. And I let the beat tell me a story, because I feel that every beat has a story, and I just need the beat to tell me what story it wants me to tell. Every beat has a different story, just like any artist is going to attack a beat, one beat differently than I'm going to attack a beat. Or they're going to say something different than I'm going to say. So what I'm saying is, the beat needs to tell me what story it wants me to tell. You know what I'm saying? So when I listen to the beat, I think about, okay, how does this make me feel? I also think about what colors do I see in my head. I like to close my eyes and try to envision colors, because colors kind of help me put a spectrum on what direction I want to go with this conversation, or what direction I want to go with this story. In my studio, I have LED lights. So, when I'm sitting there working on a beat, I'll just cycle through the LED lights, just the different colors, until like I feel comfortable or feel motivated to work on this song with these lights. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird, but it's just it's something that helps me. I also have like a thing of Play-Doh. If y'all ever in the studio with me and see me recording, I'm always going to be playing with the lights. I'm going to be playing with Play-Doh, because Play-Doh helps me think.
I love that.
I just love playing with Play-Doh. It just helps me like come up with more things. So.
No, I love that. That's a great technique. That's a good way to that's your thing.
Yeah.
whatever
bro.
works, man.
Yeah, you
Whatever
feel me?
produces them hits.
And I don't think nobody's ever said that, bro. I play with Play-Doh though. Like I'm 23 years old and I love Play-Doh. Like I would go to Walmart right now and buy like 3 more things of Play-Doh.
Our podcast the other day was talking about Legos.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like when is it not okay to play with Legos? But it doesn't matter.
I mean, it says like ages 2 and up, and I'm still 2 and up. So like,
yeah, hey, you still hit the ranking.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep playing with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep playing with that Play-Doh.
You never.
I got some in my car. Actually, now that I think about it.
I mean, I think I done heard some of everything though. Like musicians just all have their own thing. Like you don't know what a musician is gonna pull out of their pocket or book bag at the studio.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like it can literally be anything. Like pull out some chopsticks and you like what you doing. Like you like don't worry, the verse gonna be fire.
Yeah, no, I promise you, I will literally sit there by myself in my own zone playing with the Play-Doh.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just playing with Play-Doh.
But it's whatever jogs your creativity, whatever produces that good stuff, man. Like that's what really matters.
Like some people gotta record with shades on, and I'll be like,
I've seen people.
I'm like, I don't get it, but
I've seen people who have to record with shades on. I've actually recorded laying on the ground one time. Not gonna lie to you. Okay. I was recording a song. Hopefully, it might be on my new EP that'll be dropped. I don't know when it's dropping, but I'm working on the EP. One of the songs I was recording is called Sunday Thoughts. And when I heard the beat, like I felt the beat so much that I just needed to lay on the ground. Right. And I recorded like the first verse of the first draft of the song. I recorded that whole draft laying on the ground with the microphone. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, like as an artist, it's just like he said, it's just whatever helps you create. Yeah. Like, and at the time, I'm like, bro, I'm about to lay on the ground. Like with the microphone still on the stand. I'm like, I'm about to lay on the ground with this microphone. I'm just about to sing.
Yeah.
I got a banger.
Whatever.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's a banger.
Dude, but I remember I was reading this Rolling Stone article, and it was like a Fleetwood Mac. Mm-hmm. It was like 25 year anniversary or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But they were saying that one of the dudes recorded. He was trying to find the right reverb because back then obviously it wasn't very easy to go and like put post production reverb on it. So he'd walk all around his house. He ended up laying in the tub in the bathroom and sang the verse that's on the album. How dope is that?
No,
but people
dope.
would be like, dude, that's so whack. But it worked and it sounded great and it was a multi-platinum hit. You know what I'm saying?
In the bathtub.
In the bathtub. Yeah. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Literally, whatever it takes.
Yeah. So, how do you kind of get into engineering? Now you're talking about it.
So me jumping into engineering, it's been like a long time coming. I like learning to record in 2016 with Jay. I just always I always like to watch what's going on. I never like to just be completely blind to a situation or completely blind to what's going on. I always want to know at least how to do something. Recording with Jay, he was recording on Pro Tools, and I'm just watching him do that. And then over the years, recording with Mark Clayton, shout out to him, 32 Sounds.
Hell yeah.
Recording with him, watching him mix and master. Recorded with PJ, watching him mix and master. Shaq with Shaq Black Production, shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? So just watching these different people mixing and mastering, taking different tips, watching YouTube videos and things like that. And I just feel like as an artist, I'm always going to hear my first draft. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I've noticed since having my own studio is that me being able to put something on the track and hear it back, whether it's completely mixed or not, just being able to hear it back and it sounds similar to how I want it to sound, creates more creativity for me. It creates, it inspires me more and it continues to motivate me because of the fact that it's something that I can think about and hear immediately. I don't have to sit at home and think about, okay, well, when I go to the studio tomorrow, if it doesn't sound right, what am I gonna do? I can just sit in the studio and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, that didn't sound right. Let me do something else. Okay, bet that was fire. I'm gonna keep that so I can record it later and really make it sound good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, learning how to become an audio engineer was more so for me to, just figure out how to make, to strengthen my craft. What I was trying to figure out, how can I help myself build more confidence in my music, or how can I help myself, release more content, or learn how to, just learning how to do things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always want to learn how to do something. Like I said, Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, Usher, they all know how to mix their own music. You see Chris Brown all the time in the studio by himself. Michael Jackson was always by himself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that I want to be alone, but, because who wants to be alone? Any ladies out there, by the way, if you're looking for somebody.
Hey, he's right here.
But no.
Do you think that, people... though should, if you're an artist, should learn at least the bare minimum?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like anything you're doing, you should know or learn how to do the dirty work or the behind the scenes, because you don't want to be SOL where, okay, yo, I know you booked the studio time today, but your favorite producer can't be here, so we got this dude. And he don't really know how to mix your vocals, you know what I'm saying? Especially as a singer, it's different, because with singers, you have to, we have layers on top of stuff. Yeah. We have harmonies, we need different levels. We don't, I don't want my background vocals to clash out with my lead vocals and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So as an artist, I wanted to be able to walk into any situation with any producer and at least help them be able to get a template, you know what I'm saying, for my vocals, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when you're a rapper, a lot of times they just slap on some preset.
Yeah, when you're, no disrespect to any of the rappers or anything, or no producers out there, but it's like a lot of times rappers get up there, they say their verse, throw some reverb on there, throw a little compressor on there, and it's done. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like it's easy, which sometimes it is, but the levels still come into play even with rappers. Because I can't rap, but I be trying. Y'all might hear me rap. Y'all not going to hear me rap. I thought about it.
If you want.
No, I'm not. I thought about rapping on one of my songs. I still might do it. I got to figure it out. But like I said, with rapping, it's like there's not as much, mixing and listening that you have to do when it comes to when it comes to rapping. And also a lot of producers, they're really in it for the money. They're just there to try to push record, push stop, give you a little basic mix, get their money and go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anybody that records with me, or anybody that sees me record, I'm very hard on myself. I will sit in the booth and record the same thing over and over and over again until it sounds right to me. And me, I also like to, do like small mixes as I'm recording. That way, when I do my final mix, I don't have to do that much. You know what I'm saying? Everything already sounds pretty good. But people that record with me also know that if you come into my studio, yes, you are paying me for studio time. Yes, you're paying me to mix your song, but I'm not gonna let you leave with nothing. With nothing half-assed. I had somebody in the studio yesterday, and she was singing, and she's reading from her phone, and I'm like, yo, if you wrote these words, feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, feel the song, because I'm not feeling it right now. It just sounds like you saying words into a microphone. But if you take the time to learn what words you're writing, put the phone down, take a breath, and sing into the microphone, at that point you're able to put yourself in that space that you were when you were writing the song. Because people write songs from their heart, people write songs from their dick, from their, from their vagina, from their mind. People write songs from everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But if you really want people to feel it, you have to put yourself in that same place. So if you was horny when you was writing that song, put the phone down, take your deep breath, and think about whoever you was thinking about so that you can sing that song. Because at the end of the day, if you're not feeling it, exactly. If you're not feeling it, then I'm not going to feel it when I'm listening to it. It just sounds like words. And so when I'm helping people in the studio, I'm just as hard on I'm just as hard on them as I am on myself, And I tell people, I try not to be as blunt, because when they're the art, they're their own artists, what I'm saying? So whatever they want to do, that's why I let them tell me what they want to do. I just give them my tips, when I feel I need to. But if I hear a bad take, I'm not gonna just let you rely on auto-tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, because I feel like a lot of artists try to rely on the auto-tune now. And, auto-tune is a saving grace sometimes, but if you rely on it too much, it takes away from the art of singing. You know what I'm saying? At that point, everybody can do it.
No, I agree.
So Yeah, I try to get away from like I still use pitch corrector and stuff like that, but I don't. But if like I said, if my take isn't if I don't have a good take, I'm just gonna scratch it and redo it.
Yeah, that's good to have. I mean, I think if you're paying for it, you should get that service. So you should get somebody to say, "Hey, person, I think you should do it again." But like again, most of the times I've been to a studio, people just want to get their money. Like, "Oh, you like that?" No, and they're like,
"Was that good?"
Again.
All right.
Again, I'm the person too that I'd be like again. Well, at least when I used to make music, I'd be like again,
right,
again.
Yeah, and that's me.
Again.
And as an
say
artist,
that one again.
Exactly. And see, as an artist, another reason why I became my own audio engineer is because I never knew 100% what the producer was thinking, but I felt like sometimes I would be a little annoying because I would want to keep doing stuff over again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, bro, let me do it again. And in their mind, they're like, bro, it's cool. Because, sometimes you get the producers and they just sit there, they on their phone, they just push the record button and stuff like that. And, I'm like, yo, again, I'm trying to do it again. But one, I'm on their time, and I still have to respect that, knowing that they have other people. But I know that I'm also on my own agenda, and I'm trying to, get a project done. I'm trying to hurry up and get this single done, and I couldn't continue to rely on other people. So I wanted to go ahead and just do it myself.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So what is one thing that Chris James now would tell younger Chris James when he's getting those music lessons?
Take it serious, because so recently I graduated from Bowling Green State University, but also with graduating I also obtained my own LLC. My company is Keep It Official Entertainment LLC. I'm a music company / record label, and basically, everything that I want to do, performing, music, dancing, video, whether it's videography, photography, anything, down the line, I want to be able to cover all of that. You know what I'm saying? But for me now, everything that I know now, I know that if I would have taken it serious, a long time ago and taken different steps than I did, I probably would be in a different space than I am now. I'm definitely grateful for the path that I did take. Whether I was going to finish college or not was, that was always a question. But whether I stayed in school or not, I knew that I was going to still be in the position that I am now, because during my last 2 years of college, like I said, that's when I really decided and really knew that music is what I wanted to do. So that's and at that point, that's when I said, whether I graduate or not, in 2 years, I'm going to have my own company, and I have my own company now.
Congrats.
I appreciate that. And like I said, from this point forward, I'm literally, everything I do is for myself, for my brand, and for my music, and in turn for my family. Because, like I said, like I was telling you earlier, I don't want to just be an artist. I want to be able to impact my community as well. I want to, within the next year or so, I want to be able to give scholarships or grants to kids at my old high school who want to pursue music or want to study music in college or something like that. Within the next 5 to 10 years, I want to open up a homeless shelter, rehab center in the city of Detroit named after my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I have all these different things that I want to do, but I know everything that I do now is going to depict what happens in the future. And I also know that nobody is going to take me serious unless I take myself serious. That's a quote by myself. Y'all can use that if you want to. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's literally just make sure that I'm taking everything serious and, taking everything as a lesson, looking at everything as a potential opportunity, but not taking every opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because some opportunities aren't meant for you. Just because it's an opportunity doesn't mean that it's meant for you. A week ago, I was offered $100,000 contract to sign to a record label, but I didn't take it because of the fact that it was a punk rock, record label. And yeah, it's $100,000, but I'm an R&B singer. What do I look like on the punk rock label?
Yeah.
And, and no offense to anybody, but they didn't have any black people on their label. Not saying, and I didn't want to be used as a token, you know what I'm saying? Especially with everything going on now, I didn't want to be like, yeah, we got a black guy now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So And then on top of that, it was other stuff that was in the contract that didn't necessarily sit so well with me. But besides, with that being besides the point, like I said, everything is not an opportunity for you. You know what I'm saying? Mm. But I took that as motivation because I looked at that and I'm like, yo, if these people who aren't in my genre are willing to offer me $100,000, I'm still independent. I haven't even released an EP yet. All I have is like 5 singles out. You know what I'm saying? I haven't released a project. I haven't released, I released 2 songs this year, but those are the first 2 songs I released in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So I take that as, if they're willing to offer me this much, I know that I have a talent. I know I have a gift. So let me continue to work on it and push myself forward so that I can make it to where I know I can go.
Yeah. And I also just want to say, because I know some people might be listening, they might be kind of confused, but $100,000 is kind of not a lot of money musically.
Yeah.
Or like especially, we talking about specifically for like the music industry. So yes, if you work a job and they're going to give you $100,000 a year, great for you if that works out for you and that's what you want to do. But $100,000 in the music industry is so many stipulations of how you can get finessed.
Because it's like you can get that at $100,000, but they gonna compensate it for your hotel, for your food, for your studio time, for your travel expenses.
I'm just thinking.
And then on top of that, they was talking about how the rights were gonna split up 50-50, and then once everything was over, if I wanted to buy the rights to all my songs, it would have been $250,000. It was just a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm like, at the end of the day. Especially right now, I'm not buying the rights to my own music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is my music. And like I said, on top of that, it was a punk rock label. And I'm like, I can't see myself propelling forward with their label.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. Definitely everyone keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But I want to say congrats on your LLCs.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Congrats, definitely.
Everyone at this table is a business owner.
Yes.
We all have our own LLCs.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
You should get yours. Why not?
You sitting at home on your couch not doing nothing anyway. Why don't you get up and do something that's going to better yourself?
You. Yeah.
Right there.
Why not?
You not doing nothing.
Come on.
Get up and make yourself better.
Yeah.
Degreed in LLC.
Get your LLC today. No, but seriously, I'm so happy that everyone here has their LLC. I think it's super important, even to understand the aspect of business and how to do it and to really be self-sufficient is really good. No matter if it's your full-time income or your side income, if you have a side gig, LLC it. You don't want them knocking at your door and having to pay a bunch of fucking taxes.
Exactly.
Get fucked. But
and see, and that's why, with me, I branded everything off of Keep It Official because, like I said, my stage name is Chris James. My brand is Official Chris James. And then the LLC is Keep It Official. I want to tie everything in like that because I figured, first off, the brand is Official Chris James because what better way to represent me than myself? Shout out to Chef T, by the way, for making my logo. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes,
if y'all need some logos, tap in with my guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, that's why I'm like, what better way to represent myself than myself? So just, keep it official. I try to make sure I keep it genuine, authentic, and true and real at all times. Official Chris James because I'm official. Come on.
Official, yeah.
Official.
Well, on that note, that was a perfect note to end. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate the opportunity for it, man. Definitely shout out to Chef T. Shout out to Will the Spacekid. And shout out to the Stirfry. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. We already repping the shirts.
Yes, sir.
Facts.
All right. Well, yeah. Before I forget, go ahead. I know you mentioned earlier where to find you at, but just re-mention it real quick.
Yes. So y'all can follow me at Official Chris James on Instagram. On Twitter, it's OFFI Chris James. Like I said, they wouldn't let me put official because of the characters. I got some new music coming soon. Music videos coming soon. I just got a lot coming soon, man. Make sure y'all stay tuned in. EP dropping soon, man. And always keep it official.
Keep it official. On that note, thank you all for listening and watching. It's your boy Chef T.
I'm Will the Spacekid.
And I'm Official Chris J.
Yes, sir. So keep it real. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Thank you all for listening and joining us on another episode of the Stirfry. All the music was created by Steve Ozell. Check him out on all streaming services at Stevo Music, spelled ST3V30 Music. Also, if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. We'd greatly appreciate it. And see you next Tuesday when we talk with Runaway Love James. He's an entrepreneur and a co-founder of Runaway Love Clothing. So see you next week, y'all.